It's a perfect Saturday night in St. Petersburg for one of the most consequential regular season matches in Tampa Bay Rowdies history. It's the regular season finale, the Rowdies and Detroit City FC, and this is the Rowdies pre-match show brought to you by Farah & Farah, Tampa personal injury lawyers, online at farahandfarah.com. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to St. Petersburg. Austin Lyon, Ryan Davis, thank you so much for joining us. After 33 weeks of regular season matches, the playoff hopes for both of these teams come down to one night.
And the fact that the Rowdies are coming into this match in such great form. Their last 5 matches, they've lost only 1, scoring 11 goals. That's over 2 goals a game per game. And now the Rowdies in this scenario because of that form.
Here's a look at the Eastern Conference table. Just one playoff spot still up for grabs. Scenario simple for Detroit City FC. Win, and they're in. The Rowdies need a victory and some help. We'll detail those scenarios as the night goes along. Playoffs not the only major storyline here. This week, the announcement coming that 2 Rowdies legends are set to retire. Forrest Lasso and Leo Fernandez tonight playing their final match in Al Lang Stadium.
Not only legends of the Rowdies, but also the entire USL Championship. Leo Fernandez, 46 goals, 37 assists, playing left wing back most of his career. And Forrest Lasso, the general, the lumberjack at the back, just controlling things. He's a dominant force. You'll never forget them in our land or the USL Championship.
Lasso will have the captain's armband on tonight. As we focus on the players to watch in this game, they are brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint. Alex Mendez has been a revelation since joining this Rowdies team.
Just 7 matches under his belt. He has a goal, the goal of the season, and 3 assists. But he keeps everything nice and tidy and keeps it ticking for the Rowdies. He has a huge job ahead of him tonight.
Detroit City FC looking to ignite their offense. Double-digit goal scorer Darren Smith, a big part of that.
Double-digit Darren Smith, like you said, but he hasn't scored since September 6th in a 4-1 blowout. He scored the first goal. Since then, Detroit City has been suffering.
And he scored a goal when these teams met back on August 23rd. That night, a 2-0 win for Detroit City FC. Similar result would put them into the playoffs. It's the regular season finale. Rowdies, Detroit City FC, opening kickoff when you come back.
So what makes the original Hooters so special? Everybody wants to know our secret recipe. The answer is simple. We care about our people, the food we serve, our guests, and the community around us. And this has been true since day one. We created a unique experience like no other. What you see is years of hard work. This is our family, and we're here because we care. To us, originality isn't just one thing. It's everything. Hooters. Always original.
One thing I noticed is that when Chuck joined me, he challenged me.
You're going to be late.
Not as late as you. It's a natural thing between brothers, pushing each other.
Hey, it's one-upmanship. It's good for us, and it's good for our clients.
It doesn't get more fairer than that.
Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays, the Rowdies, the golf courses, the beaches. The Tampa Bay area is filled with great choices. That's why you choose to call it home. At Orlando Health, we're here to make your healthcare choices even better. With our investments in St. Pete's Bayfront Hospital and Tampa Bay's respected Florida Medical Clinic, plus new ER locations and even healthier choices to come. Orlando Health, choose well.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs. You name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call, Farah and Farah.
The moments just before the 34th and final regular season match of the season between the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Detroit City FC. Should be a good one here tonight. Let's take you through the starting 11s for both sides. First for Detroit City FC, 9 wins, 11 losses, 9 ties. And Stephen Carroll, the first and only player in franchise history to appear in 200 matches for the club. Keep an eye on Atez Juve. 6 goals in 12 starts. He had the tying goal against Charleston in the second half last week. And as we told you, in the Open, Darren Smith, the leading scorer, he's got 10 goals up top. For the Tampa Bay Rowdies, 9-14-6. What do you make of their starting 11, Ryan?
3-5-2 tonight. I think Pasias and Arteaga have so much on their shoulders. But Azokar and Skinner, they have to get crosses into the box. Cristosimo, the unsung hero for the Rowdies, with Paul Marie, the guy who came in halfway through the season. They have a lot of load to carry in the middle of the park.
Marie, 3 goals and 4 assists. A tremendous crowd expected to be a sellout tonight at Al Lang Stadium, in part to honor 2 legends, Forrest Lasso and Leo Fernandez, and in part to cheer on their Rowdies, hoping that somehow they can summon a victory and extend their season into the playoffs. There is Lasso one final time, the captain's armband on his left arm, and we are underway on this Saturday night in St. Pete.
This Detroit team in a 4-4-2. They're going to try to stay compact and try to counterattack over the top against a slower Rowdies defense. Rowdies in a 3-5-2. They're going to look to come out wide and bring the ball back in.
Arteaga surrounded and a giveaway. We talked about this in the Open, but worth noting again, Detroit City is in to the playoffs with a win here tonight in St. Petersburg. The Rowdies need a win and some help. And obviously there are a couple other teams that factor in here. Indy 11 still has a chance to make the playoffs. They will play later tonight against Orange County. Tampa Bay needs a win and an Indy 11 draw to make the playoffs, or they need, if Tampa Bay and Detroit City finish tied, tiebreaker would be goal differential. Detroit City beat Tampa Bay 2-0 first time they met, so they would need to win by 2 or more goals in order to have the head-to-head tiebreaker in their favor.
As a result of that, this Detroit team, they're not going to come forward as quickly, and they're going to just be systematically moving forward, trying not to get caught on the break, because they can ill afford to go or go down.
Coaching matchup tonight brought to you by Farah and Farah, Tampa personal injury lawyers, online at farahandfarah.com. There is Dominic Cassiato. Took over July 8th and has worked some magic with this club to give them an opportunity to make the playoffs on the final night of the regular season. And Danny Dicchio, second year with Detroit City FC. He has done a tremendous job. This club finished with the 3rd most points in the Eastern Conference a year ago, and on the verge of making the postseason again, depending on tonight's result.
Crunching tackle by Danny Cristosimo in the middle of the park. That's what he's brought the Rowdies this year. He's a box-to-box player. He's a two-way midfielder, but is now doing the job as a defensive midfielder tonight. Think of all the turnover for the Rowdies. A Lewis Hilton in the middle of the park. Now Cristosimo playing in that position. I mean, last year they had Carl Jennings. This time they have Pasias up top. Aaron Guillen no longer in the starting lineup. Lawrence White is stuck back there now with Castellanos and Forrest Lasso. So this Coach Cassiato has had to come in and just sort of stem the tide and just really slow things down and get back an identity for this Rowdies team.
Talked a little bit about the approach we expect to see from Detroit City. That takes us to the keys to the match, brought to you by Farah and Farah, Tampa personal injury lawyers, online at farahandfarah.com.
Well, as for the Rowdies, they are going to try to have a whistle here. Well, Detroit, they're not going to try to push too many players forward in hopes of not getting caught on a counter. They're going to look for early crosses into the box to try to trouble Castellanos and Forrest Lasso. As for the Rowdies, they're going to try to switch the point of attack very quickly, just like this, to the other side of the field in hopes of trying to catch Detroit on the weak side.
Bounces into the stands. It'll be a Detroit City throw-in. Detroit City team had an opportunity to lock off a playoff spot over the course of the last month. They played the last 4 matches at home, only got 4 of a possible 12 points during that stretch. So as a result, they have put themselves in a position where their playoff fate comes down to a road match.
And that's why Juve is so important. He scored 2 of the last 3 goals for Detroit. And like you said, only 3 goals in the last 5 matches for this Detroit City team. They are desperate for action.
Maneuvering on the far side, bounces away from Hamid momentarily. He quickly covers it up.
That was Yamazaki on that far side, and we just talked about the crosses that Detroit are going to try to do. And he gets to the byline, good cross, but Hamid, he's just a wily old veteran in goal, smothers it.
This replay and all replays brought to you by Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital. Injury report also brought to you by Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital. This Tampa Bay team has been ravaged by injuries all year long. Lewis Hilton, Pacific Nyangaberi among those still unavailable for this Rowdies team, and you can add Blake Bodley to that list. A talented midfielder who is offensively gifted and creative, not available as well.
And Ollie Bassett, he came in here to play like the number 10 position, and he was doing such a great job. He came from the Canadian League, where he was MVP of that league 2 years ago, and then he's gotten an injury, which is a body blow for the Rowdies this season.
Michael Bryant with possession over on the far side for Detroit City. Chapman, the midfielder, carries it forward and over the touchline. Didn't expect that either team would be overly aggressive in the first 10 minutes. You want to settle in with a match of this magnitude.
There's so much at stake, Austin, that it's almost going to be a little bit like a final in the first half, where both teams are going to feel each other out. Yes, of course, the Rowdies want to win. Yes, of course, Detroit can't afford to lose. So they both are going to play accordingly. Rowdies will eventually come forward with a vengeance later on towards the end of the first half.
Juve's shot sailed well over the crossbar. It is a windy night here at Al Lang Stadium. Significant breeze blowing across the field from the near side to the far side. See if that potentially affects Detroit City FC's desire to play crosses in from well beyond the area.
Austin, who are you fooling? Eat your heart out, Detroit. It's 77 degrees and breezy with a lovely breeze coming off the sea, the ocean.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better night here in St. Pete. This is why, if you live in Florida, you endure the hot, muggy summers. A giveaway, and it's Juve right at the edge of the box with players arriving. A heavy touch there, and it's going to be ruled a corner kick.
Well, Lawrence White just being a little too casual at the back, going across the goal with his pass. That's a big no-no in this game we call soccer. And the wily Englishman with a rare error.
This is a Colony Grill corner kick, first one of the night. Going to be taken by Detroit City.
Just look at that breeze.
Low and right to the near post. Easily sent back toward the halfway line. On the floor, back to Carlos Herrera. Herrera whips it up the field, goalkeeper to goalkeeper.
That's exactly the scenario they would like, though. If Rowdies get caught with a high line while trying to be aggressive and trying to win back the ball, if Detroit can go over the top and take advantage of that space behind. Again, it's a slow Rowdies back line.
Castellanos plays it long toward Marie, and the flag is up.
Well, Paul Marie has been a revelation coming in from Colorado in the MLS, and he has played wide right. He's come inside and played center midfield. He's played attacking midfield. Tonight he's playing box to box.
Juve out on that left side, leaves it for LaFleur. Crisostomo defending, and that's going to be out for another Colony Grill corner kick. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Again, the breeze is going towards the Rowdies goal, coming right across from left to right.
Here's Cedeno to take the corner, looking for that back post. And it's headed out.
I have to say, that was a bit of an opportunity for the Rowdies. I mean, for Detroit, rather. That was the big centre back coming forward. He didn't get on the end of it.
Eligio Araguin, the referee tonight, with some instructions for Darren Smith. Kept in play on the far side. 22-year-old Joey Skinner set to throw it in, but not before Araguin has some instructions.
This game is going to get chippy so quickly, but referee Araguin is going to have to be at his very best, because this game means so much to both teams. Every tackle matters, every run matters.
Here's Azokar. Good effort by Crisostomo to keep possession. Paul Marie with a little chip, and that's headed out for a Colony Grill corner kick.
First real exchange, first real bit of connection by the Rowdies in midfield. And their creative player Marie trying to go over that weak side, like we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, changing that point of attack quickly and almost finding Skinner at the back door.
And Marie sending a signal to the rest of his teammates. Any corner kick could potentially be an opportunity for Forrest Lasso at 6'5" to create some magic. That one headed up and out.
Could you imagine Forrest Lasso scoring on the fans' side, this very goal here, on his last night in Alang?
This one found the head of Arteaga, unable to get it down. Devin Amu-Mensah right there, terrific defensive player for Detroit City.
I think they will storm the field if he does. The fans will jump the fence and get on the field.
Sports can give us some special moments.
Yeah. How much theatre this field has hosted over the decades. Rowdies winning their championship in 2012 off of penalty kicks against Minnesota. Down 2-0 away to Minnesota, coming back home, tie this thing up in the 88th minute. They go into extra time, eventually penalties. Alang Stadium has seen it all. It's also seen 2 USL championships in the last 5 years. Coach Neil Collins taking them to that destiny.
A club that is not used to this position, needing a win on the final night of the regular season to have a chance to make the playoffs. They have been comfortably in and looking forward to a home first-round playoff match. Thinking about resting their guys, getting the lineup exactly the way they want it, but this year struggle right from the start. They make a coaching change just past the midway point of the year, but they have played well enough to earn an opportunity. Good takeaway there by Castellanos.
He's a physical player, Castellanos, and Juve, who's full of confidence, had to be stopped in his tracks before he got any sort of momentum.
Passius was whistled for the foul. Haven't talked about Passius so far. 13 goals this season, leading scorer. And 27th start of the season tonight. That's the most on the team. Midfielder Ryan Williams surveys.
34 years young, the Englishman.
In his second season with Detroit City.
Good delivery.
Right at the top of the box. Arteaga aggressively comes out and get it. Forward for Passius. 1-on-2. Passius, as teammates arrive, terrific little leave. Arteaga was coming on. Marie couldn't get it to him.
Fantastic break by the Rowdies. It started with Arteaga and almost finished with him. Passius doing a great job holding it up with two defenders. And here comes that run by Paul Marie. Educated run, trying to just square back on that penalty spot. Excellent, excellent anticipation by Bryant.
Michael Bryant, the second most minutes played on the team. He came up big there defensively. 15 minutes in, Rowdies and Detroit City scoreless. White right there to handle that cross. Rowdies looking for a counter, and there's a foul.
Look at Alex Mendez.
Terrific turn. Out wide, sent in toward the back post. No Rowdies players there. Sent back toward the halfway line. Here's Marie. Trying to split two defenders, and he was taken down.
You love the intent. Paul Marie wants to take responsibility tonight. He's not willing to give it up that easy. And that should be a yellow card.
Just a foul, no card.
I mean, that has to be a yellow card. You have no right to pull a player down and not go for the ball. You cannot pull the shirt and make no attempt for the ball and not be yellow carded.
Mensa. There's LaFleur.
Good run.
Cedeno held up by Crisostomo. Rowdies again looking to counter. Here is Passius. Arteaga out wide. Arteaga booting it in the general direction of Passius over his head toward the back post. No problem for Herrera.
A little bit of a misunderstanding, but it seems like Passius, with his confidence after being called up by the Haitian national team, just seems to be playing on a different level. That was Arteaga trying to find someone at the last post.
Chapman just past the halfway line. Lots of space over on that right side. Juve. Little flick, knocked down. And a whistle will give Detroit City a free kick. Grand Central Brewhouse is a family-friendly, pet-friendly, and community-friendly two-story brewery, tap room, and beer garden located in the heart of the Grand Central District. GCB features traditional lagers and ales brewed in-house and served directly from European serving tanks. Well, another set-piece opportunity for Ryan Williams.
Just a little too far to have a shot and a little too close to go over the top.
Williams out wide. Arteaga ends up with that. Got caught up in between defenders. Passius splits a couple. Now a third defender arrives. And play held up by Araguin.
tell you what though, this Detroit team seems to be pushing up pretty high. At that three-quarter mark at the field, allowing the Rowdies, and now they're going to get back behind the half after that initial pressure didn't work out. Now, Lawrence Wyke is a midfielder playing centre-back. He's very good with the ball at his feet.
And his decision to carry it forward ends up with a Rowdies corner.
Every time there's a free kick, a corner kick, or a throw-in on this side, Forrest Lasso's name comes to mind. Again, in front of the fan section. This is his last night in our land as a player. Leo Fernandez as well, he's on the bench. Will most certainly be checking in sometime during the second half.
Arteaga got his head on the last one. Marie. That one headed over the end line. Best chances we've seen so far have come on these set pieces, not much during the run of play.
Yeah, both of these teams doing a good job keeping the ball in front of them and not allowing them to get behind the back line. So they have to sort of settle for set pieces at this point.
And there is Leo Fernandez waiting for his opportunity. He's dealt with a calf injury for much of the season, not quite at 100%, but healthy enough to give it a go.
2022 league MVP, and then tore his ACL literally in pre-season 2023. I would say between 2022 and 2019, Leo Fernandez was playing at a completely different level to everyone else.
195 appearances for the Rowdies as part of a 13-year pro career.
Very unselfish player. He was a wing forward or attacking midfielder. Asked to play left wing back with coach Neil Collins. He obliged and just blossomed. And as a result, the Rowdies blossomed.
Passius on the run. Herrera comes up. The flag was up anyway, so offside. And a quick restart by Detroit City. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now.
And these very two uniforms are downloadable on eFootball. You can play with your Detroit City team or Rowdies team.
Rowdies all black for their regular season finale. LaFleur content to knock it back. Tamu Mensah.
Good tackle.
Marie on the run. So good with the ball at his feet at full speed. Amazing control.
Just didn't have any support. Passius was almost ball watching.
Out right in front of the Detroit City bench.
And that was a heavy, heavy challenge coming in. But he did get enough ball. Look at this. That was Skinner, Joey Skinner. No love lost in that challenge.
Just past the midway point of the first half here at Al Lang Stadium. 34th and final regular season match for both of these teams. Austin Lyon and Ryan Davis, our entire terrific crew on hand for a highly watched match tonight, one that will determine the playoff fates for both of these teams. Detroit City in with a win. Rowdies need a win and then some help. Indy 11 Orange County SC will play later tonight, and if the Tampa Bay Rowdies win, they will have a close eye on that match. Amu Mensah comes forward, trying to ignite from the back. Cedeno out wide. Cedeno left-footed in, Lasso right there.
Well, there's that early cross again by Detroit, something we expected coming into tonight's play. The thing with Detroit in the last third they get very predictable. There's nothing unrehearsed happening in the last third to get behind the back line. Jope or Juf, neither of them are taking the ball down towards defenders and taking them on. They seem to be content to go out wide and just cross it into the box, and as a result, they've only scored 3 goals in 5 matches.
Juve sends it out wide. And that goes over the end line, over the touch line, rather. And we saw Paul Marie. He was the Rowdies player that came screaming forward, trying to create a bit of magic. You get the sense he is really taking the onus to try to create chances offensively.
Yeah, the former MLS guy from San Jose, he feels that this is his moment. This is the time for him to blossom. It's a huge match. And we're just taking a quick break here. Hamid in goal for the Rowdies seems to be taking a knee.
So training staff will come out and look at Bill Hamid, acquired in mid-August from Miami. He's started every match since he arrived. We remind you, when you're looking for great food, check out Hooters, the original wing joint. So 26th minute here at Al Lang Stadium. Just one playoff spot up for grabs in the Eastern Conference. Detroit City, Tampa Bay, and Indy 11 all vying for it. Detroit City currently sitting on 36 points. That's 1 clear of Indy 11. The Rowdies on 33. So the Rowdies, with a win, would pull even with Detroit City. Again, Detroit City won the first meeting between these teams 2-0. So if they were to finish tied, it goes to aggregate, and Detroit City 2 goals ahead. So if the Rowdies were to win by 1 goal and the 2 teams finish tied, that would not be enough. Detroit City would be the team that made it to the postseason.
But Austin, the fact that we're even talking about this, the fact that we have a sell-out crowd in Al Lang Stadium on the last match of the season at home is a story in itself. And these are the scenarios. Take a picture with your phone and hang on tight.
So the top of the Eastern Conference, again, the scenarios are simplest for Detroit. Win and they're in. They could also get in with a tie or a 1-goal loss against the Rowdies. Indy 11 needs a win against Orange County, and that match will kick off at 10:30 tonight. And then a Detroit tie or loss. Rowdies need a few things to go their way. It starts with a win. And whether it's by 1 goal or 2 goals, they will give themselves a chance,
yes,
if they can find a way to get a result. Need to take all 3 points. Anything less than that means their season is done. Jay Chapman chops it toward the corner. Here's Juve. Both goals when these teams met back in late August were scored in the first half. A 2-0 win. Rowdies only managed 38% of possession in the first half in falling behind. That was one of the worst performances they've had since Dominic Casiato took over. It really, as you mentioned, has been a transformation for this team from where they were in the middle of the season to where they are now.
Absolutely steadied the ship, found their identity. Pasios, Marie, Cristostomo. Players of note, Arteaga scoring 5 goals in the last 7 matches. I mean, these guys stepped up as they got comfortable within the system that Coach Casiato wants for this team.
Add Mendez to that list as well. Most recently, a goal and assist last time out.
He put on a show.
The Rowdies beat Hartford Athletic. The goal he scored, oh boy,
it was
one of the best you'll ever see.
It was second on CBS Golazo there, but the goals that they collect, the top 10, are throughout the world. He was second on that list. That's how good it was.
An incredible strike from some 40 yards out. Bang, just inside the left post.
Like I said on my analysis, it was like a Tim Wakefield knuckleball. No chance for the keeper.
LaFleur continuing to try to create on the near side. Trying to use his body to create some space, and that's going to be a corner. Oh no, a goal kick, I beg your pardon. Terrific defense by Azokar.
Well, again, you see the body language of what's at stake tonight. Azúcar desperate to get back in the play, and just threw his body to stop the cross, stop the service. That's what every coach wants. And Azúcar, who's an attack-minded midfielder or winger, is asked to play right wing back in this system, and he too has obliged and has blossomed.
Mensah wins it back. Cedeno sends it in, just deflected away. That was White that made the play defensively.
Well, it's the first time Detroit has done something unrehearsed. Cedeno pops out wide and just puts his ball in quickly, looking for the on-running number 7 Smith. But what a tackle by, oh sorry, a block by Forrest Lasso.
Out toward the top of the box, headed down. Not much on that from Shane Wheat. Terrific play by Passius, and now Marie will carry it forward. Just too heavy a touch, and the Rowdies lose possession. Arteaga unable to save it.
Passius is a little frustrated, and he should be. He did all the hard work. Poor Marie, like you said, Austin, a heavy touch allowed the defender to get in, and Passius's run was left for dead.
Starting to open up a bit here in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, and give credit to Detroit. They've been dominating possession. 68% possession to Rowdies 32. And Rowdies right now just trying to play on the counter. This sequence right here is important for the Rowdies. Everyone has to try and get a touch, find some rhythm, because Detroit has been pulling the strings with the ball in the last 10-15 minutes.
Mendez looking to recreate the magic he had a week ago.
And this is what Alex Mendez does. He keeps possession, understands what the game needs in the middle of the park. Nothing was on, he recycles the ball, and the Rowdies keep possession.
Crisostomo knocks it back, switch to Castellanos.
Detroit now in this low block.
First time we've seen the Rowdies with extended possession, but only because Detroit is allowing it. Essentially bunkering here in the final third.
A line of 5, a line of 3, and then 2 harassing the ball.
Easily headed out by Michael Bryant. White regathers back toward Lasso.
And that's the plus of having Lawrence White in the back line. He's so good at handling the ball. He can burst forward into traffic and still come away with it.
Lasso driving it in. Good work there from LaFleur. And back to Amu Mensah. The USL on the CBS Sports Network kicks off the championship playoffs presented by Terminex with an Eastern Conference quarterfinal showdown. Second seed Charleston Battery will take on the number 7 seed Sunday, November 2nd at 2 p.m. Eastern. That match on CBS Sports Network. Could very well be this Detroit City team. If they win tonight, they will be in that 7th spot. Amu Mensah up from the back. Out to the top of the box. Juve. Chipped in. Lasso with the header toward the sideline.
So hard for Detroit to find anything from the sides with Forrest Lasso, who has won the Defender of the Year not once but twice in the USL Championship because of his aerial dominance.
White bangs it forward. No players there for the Rowdies, so Herrera out of the box.
Well, when you get pinned back so far in your own half, even when you win it back, there are no alleyways or options to get the ball out of the back. So sometimes Lawrence White, as you saw there, just cleared his lines and allowed the Rowdies to take a breath.
White controls that from Herrera. Azokar gives chase. LaFleur there. Back to Amu Mensah. Opts for safety to Herrera.
Superbly done by LaFleur, and Mensah completely in control despite Azokar. You know, Azokar is out of position, which allows Fleur to get back possession.
We asked Dominic Casiato about their approach tonight, and he said nothing changes. All the guys know the situation we're in. You can't put too much pressure on guys to perform. That's when mistakes will happen.
Yep. You don't want them to get tight, have to be loose.
Cedeno, good ball into LaFleur. His left-footed effort knocked down. Sent out. Terrific play by Arteaga. Passius with a forearm knocks down the player. It's a play on. Marie with two defenders there.
Beautiful.
Toward the back post, Arteaga could not get up there. It's headed out by Amu Mensah for a Rowdies corner.
Well, Amu Mensah is not happy, but when the Rowdies dispossessed him, it was Passius. Now Joey Skinner has a chance with some daylight, just trying to clip it to the back post, looking for Arteaga. Mensah again, fantastic positioning as a defender.
You see the physical nature of Passius in that exchange. Crisostomo really active, a lot of movement. Tormenting Haruki Yamazaki.
Dare I say it again, Austin? Dare I say it? Forrest Lasso.
Well, he certainly stands out at 6'5", 209 pounds. So often he has come through on these set pieces. Can Marie find him? It's up high. Lasso's there, and it's just wide.
Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Great ball by Marie. They were always looking for Lasso. Gets up, just couldn't find that near pocket.
Shane Wheat lost connection with Lasso for just a moment, and that was enough. First really good opportunity for the Rowdies. Physical play over on that far side with Arteaga mixing it up. Crisostomo wins it back.
Can't talk enough about Crisostomo. He's done all the dirty work this year.
Skinner. And that's going to get over the end line for another Colony Grill corner kick. And while they line it up, we remind you, Farah and Farah are Tampa personal injury lawyers. You can find them online at farahandfarah.com. I can promise you that Shane Wheat is going to work a lot harder to maintain an attachment to Lasso here.
But look for the other Rowdies who are going to step into Shane Wheat's path.
Marie up and over the crossbar.
You cannot have that. I'm sorry, in this level of soccer, you cannot have that. Your center backs are all up, out of position, in hopes of getting a ball from your feet, a dead ball rather. You cannot kick it out of play. Was that a little too harsh there, Austin?
No, you're never too harsh. You tell it like it is. That's what you do as an analyst. That's your job.
I do.
A gorgeous evening. Terrific crowd here. Again, sellout expected for the final match of the regular season. And the last one at Al Lang for legends Forrest Lasso and Leo Fernandez. Played quickly into Mendez. A lot of traffic over there in a small area. Detroit City gains possession.
Well, we never said it would be easy, but with both of these teams having so much at stake, nobody really wants to take a chance and push the extra player forward. Detroit has done a masterful job in keeping possession throughout this first half. Rowdies have counterattacked, but nobody has really gambled.
The floor with a little bit of space to the top of the box. Juve could not make anything happen.
And with 5 or 4 minutes to go in this first half, the squad still deadlocked at 0-0. It allows these two teams to get back into the dressing room and talk about a specific 45-minute plan going forward.
White did a nice job right in the path of Juve, ultimately leading to the foul. Lasso to the feet of Mendez. And Crisostomo tripped up, and that'll be a yellow.
Well, Crisostomo seems to be first to any loose ball in the middle of the park over this entire 2025 season. He was the one bright spark in a very dim Rowdies light. And he gets there first. Just couldn't pull out of the tackle. And a yellow card given.
Ryan Williams shown the yellow. Tonight, Crisostomo's 150th appearance in the USL Championship. Played exclusively on the West Coast before joining the Rowdies. Orange County, Las Vegas Lights, LAFC. And he has thrived here in the Southeast since coming to Tampa Bay. Stay with us. Coming up at the half, show you a hometown hero from the city of Detroit. Look around the league, highlights and stats. Recap the week that was in the USL Championship. And look ahead to the final 45 minutes. Is it the final 45 minutes of the season for the Rowdies? Marie gets to it in the middle of the park. Up toward Arteaga. Good battle between Arteaga and Amu Mensah. A couple other defenders there. Azokar toward the back post. Up to get it is Herrera with Passius in a dangerous position.
Great movement from left to right for the Rowdies. Azokar in space, just trying to find the on-runners in that last post. But he put the ball way too close to Herrera. And that took the sting right out of the situation.
Detroit City players complaining that that hit the hand of Forrest Lasso. Second-year coach Danny Dicchio watching intently. Approaching the 45-minute mark of this first half. We'll see how much added time there is. We had that couple-minute stoppage when Hamid needed some medical attention, so equalizer. At least 3 minutes will be added here. Good job keeping it in by LaFleur. Very close to that end line. Crossed in, and Hamid right there to snare it.
When he can't operate too quickly, the Rowdies players look a little gassed, so he's slowing things down and have everyone sort of catch their breath.
A giveaway by Wyke. Second time he's given it away in a tough spot, and Hamid handles the shot from Juve. And it'll be 2 minutes of added time. See how aggressive the Rowdies want to be as we restart here. One player who's not tired is Crisostomo. His battery never stops. Wyke with the switch to Azokar. Mendez out wide, Wyke. Azokar under a lot of pressure from LaFleur, plays it back. Castellanos back further to Lasso. Terrific coverage defensively there from Detroit City. Turned out to be about 18 steps from Haruki Yamazaki. See how far he gets forward with his next throw.
Detroit is trying to make this the last sequence before the half.
A lot of Rowdies defenders there as Cedeno tries to maneuver for a shot. 4 Rowdies defenders as Cedeno worked his way in to a dangerous position.
It was a clever flick on into Cedeno, and he wants a penalty. He is raving about it to the referee. Did a great job to get past the first tackle.
And there's the whistle from Eligio Araguin. So 45 minutes in the books here at Al Lang Stadium. Forrest Lasso, the best opportunity so far for the Rowdies. Is there some magic left from Leo Fernandez as he prepares to come on at some point during the second half? Final game of the regular season. Both teams desperate for a win. And it's a scoreless line here as the teams head to the locker room. Stay with us. More to come on the Halftime Show.
So what makes the original Hooters so special? Everybody wants to know our secret recipe. The answer is simple. We care about our people, the food we serve, our guests, and the community around us. And this has been true since day one. We created a unique experience like no other. What you see is years of hard work. This is our family, and we're here because we care. To us, originality isn't just one thing. It's everything. Hooters. Always original.
Get ready, get set, get check. It's just that easy to sell your car with MorganBuysCars.com. First, visit MorganBuysCars.com and tell us a bit about your car. Next, receive an express cash offer online. Then, schedule an appointment at one of our 14 convenient locations to pick up your check. Plus, we'll beat anyone's offer on your vehicle, or we'll give you $500. So, get ready, get set, and get checked. Online at MorganBuysCars.com.
When you're ready to set life into motion, Grove Financial is here to be your first step. To give you that running start. and to show you just how far you can go. Because we serve people, not profit. Which means our mission isn't our products, but where they can take you. So wherever you may be going next, just remember, first steps start here. Grow Financial. We serve people, not profit.
This is the halftime show presented by Farah and Farah. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Detroit City FC, unable to break through so far. It is a 0-0 halftime score here in St. Petersburg. This is the 50th anniversary of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and there have been many ways in which the club has celebrated its history throughout the season. Fans are participating as well, and one special fan decided he wanted to put his artful touch here on Al Lang Stadium.
My name's James Eric Hartzell. I'm a St. Petersburg, Florida-based artist, muralist, mural tour guide, and art director for Ralph's Mom. I've been planting seeds for art on or inside Al Lang Stadium for a very long time. It's a passion project. Soccer's a huge part of my life, labor of love for sure. So there's an interactive technology on a lot of murals around town. It's called Pixel Sticks, and you can download this app and interact with different areas of the mural. So it's trying to bring an element of paying tribute to the retro, to the 1975 original season of the Rowdies, meshed with the modern era. To be able to pose next to it or give fresh energy to the old stadium walls, yeah, it's a dream come true to be able to channel my energy into a positive outlet like this.
The interactive murals, yet another part of what makes the experience here at Al Lang Stadium something special. 0-0 between the Rowdies and Detroit City FC. Stay with us. We'll take a look around the USL Championship and introduce you to a hometown hero coming up.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
Booking a spot in the playoffs for the first time.
Oh, Milo, no, not on the carpet.
There's a veterinary emergency group not far from here.
Yes, that's the one Dr. Holt told us about. Jen loves that place.
Wow, apparently everyone loves this place.
Veterinary emergency group, this is Anne. How can I help you?
Hi, I think my dog Milo ate his toy.
Let me get one of our doctors on the line.
Hey, you must be Milo. Let's get you back to see the doctor.
We roll on with halftime here at Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies and Detroit City FC are scoreless at the break. Best Western Hotels and Resorts has teamed up with USL to find the league's hometown heroes. These are folks who go above and beyond work for their clubs and help make a big difference in their communities. Clubs across the U.S. were invited to nominate their hometown hero, and 5 finalists will be honored individually by the USL. The following video highlights finalist Maxwell Murray, Detroit City FC's manager of youth programs and community engagement.
Part symphony, part chaos. Welcome to the Urban Football League, an idea that is flourishing under its founder, Maxwell Murray.
The people who fill the space, the people who surround it. We are all Detroiters, whether that be native born, finding your way here through like moving here for work or school.
A proud Detroit East Sider, Murray watched his mother, an educator in Detroit's public school system, work multiple jobs to afford youth and club soccer.
It's good to have a purpose and to know what your purpose is. I feel good in that responsibility. I feel like I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to do.
Terrific to see that from Maxwell Murray in the city of Detroit. News and notes as we take you around the USL Championship. Brooklyn FC set to join the championship next year. Former U.S. men's national team star Brian McBride named the club's general manager. A lot of intrigue with the moves that he will make. Leo Fernandez, not the only legend hanging up his boots. You've also got Rodrigo Lopez and Daniel Bruce from New Mexico announcing their retirements this week. And Oakland Roots SC forward Peter Wilson continues to lead the Golden Boot race, while Damian Lass of Louisville City is in charge of the Golden Glove race. How about a look at the team of the week for week 33? See, Alex Mendez made the team of the week for the Tampa Bay Rowdies with a goal and an assist. Player of the week is Peter Wilson, right there in the center of your screen from Oakland Roots. He scored a pair of penalty kicks, also assisted on a third goal in a victory against New Mexico United. Team of the week for the USL Championship in week 33. Much more ahead on the halftime show, including the standings. The top 7 spots are locked in. You see that Miami and Birmingham have both been eliminated. So Detroit, Indy 11, Tampa Bay Rowdies, 3 teams battling for one final playoff spot. These are up to the minute. How about Louisville City? 21 wins and just 1 loss. They are running away with the top seed in the Eastern Conference, sitting on 71 points. And a look around the USL Championship. Charleston, 2-1 win over Birmingham Legion. North Carolina with a win. Other games in progress, including Pittsburgh and Phoenix Rising. Louisville City, 1-0 win over Hartford Athletic. Halftime with Tulsa leading the Switchbacks, and then the game later tonight, 10 o'clock kickoff. That's the one that has an impact on this game tonight. Orange County taking on Indy 11. You can watch that game on ESPN+. That does it with a look around the USL Championship. Ryan will rejoin me. We'll take a look at first half highlights and stats as we get set for the final 45 minutes here at Al Lang Stadium.
Pick 3.
Pick 4. Pick 5.
This happen a lot?
Only during pick games drawings. So, twice a day, every day.
And every game gives back to education.
Okay. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
One thing I noticed is that when Chuck joined me, he challenged me.
You're going to be late.
Not as late as you. It's a natural thing between brothers, pushing each other.
Hey, it's one-upmanship. It's good for us, and it's good for our clients.
doesn't get more fairer than that.
Welcome back to the halftime show presented by Farah and Farah. Rowdies and Detroit City FC tied 0-0 as we get set for the final 45 minutes. Austin Lyon, Ryan Davis. So much on the line between these teams tonight, and they played like it in the first 20 minutes. Neither team wanting to make a big mistake, but we did see things start to open up there late in the first half.
It was like two prize fighters not wanting to get knocked down in the opening 5 rounds. So they sort of felt each other out. Give Detroit credit. They held more of the possession. They tried to dictate the game more than the Rowdies. The Rowdies took what was in front of them. They tried to use counter-attack situations, tried to be direct because Detroit was keeping the ball for such long periods of time. Starting the second half, the Rowdies are going to have to find a way to get on the ball and pressure high to get back the ball.
Take a look at some of the moments from the first half. Before the match, Leo Fernandez, his wife, 2 children, part of a ceremony honoring his contribution to the Rowdies club. Not a ton of chances. This one swiped away by Lawrence White, and then later in the half, we saw Forrest Lasso with a great opportunity on a corner.
Well, his last night in Al Lang, if he could get that goal in front of the fans, this place would absolutely erupt, and he just misses that near post. Fantastic delivery by Paul Marie. And the Rowdies in open play. Asukar trying to look for the last post, too close to Herrera. And the Rowdies couldn't capitalize on a swift counter-attack on that right-hand side. Then, from Detroit, too close to Hamid. He recovered from his injury early on in the first half. And it was pretty much a stalemate in the first 45 minutes. And his stats represent the stalemate. 58-42 possession to Detroit. They really dictated the flow of the match. Rowdies had to react rather than be proactive. Shots 5-3. Even though the shots were not dangerous, it just shows that Detroit, because of the possession, was capitalizing on that possession with shots. Rowdies, 3 of those shots were on counter-attacks. They're going to have to recover the ball from Detroit and demand more of the play and control more of the play in the second half.
And the 1 yellow card given to Ryan Williams, the Detroit City midfielder. Fairly clean game, though we saw a lot of aggression from both sides. You expect that to ramp up here in the final 45 minutes. And when will Dominic Casiato call on Leo Fernandez? He's battled an injury for much of this season. Calf injury has limited his ability to contribute. Again, not at 100%. Maybe 80% healthy enough to give it a go. Perhaps we see him in the final 20 to 25 minutes. And Forrest Lasso, see the mom armband, the captain, out there for his final match at Al Lang Stadium. What's in store for the final 45 minutes between these two teams battling for a chance to extend their season? A collision there and a late whistle from Araguin. Joey Skinner that was chasing a ball, colliding with Haruki Yamazaki.
Yamazaki is actually one of the players of the half for Detroit. Did a great job on that right-hand side.
One change from Dominic Casiato at the half. Nick Moon comes on in favor of Azokar.
I like this move. I think Nick Moon makes more of the open space in regards to crossing than Azokar. And I think he can provide a more accurate delivery for Pacias and company.
The 20th appearance of the year for Nick Moon. Juf on that far side. Moon defending. Once again, Crisostomo first to the ball, as is often been the case tonight and throughout the season.
Great job again by Detroit, recycling the ball, not giving up possession.
White hustling to get back in position. Yamazaki sends it toward the middle of the box. Rowdies out of trouble, at least for the moment. Cedeno looking for space. Crisostomo watching closely. And sent back toward Amumensa.
Again, this is the confidence of this Detroit team playing across the field. And it's up to the Rowdies to disrupt and counter.
Juve beats Castellanos to the ball. And that will roll over the end line for a goal kick.
Because Detroit has just held that ball for 2 minutes exact, the Rowdies now have to have a good sequence. Everyone needs to get a touch of the ball and find their rhythm. But the Detroit have 4 players up to press this ball coming out of the back.
Hamid, the tiniest of touches for Castellanos. And Marie goes down, and a foul.
You know, in the first half, a Rowdies player tugged a Detroit City player, and I went off that is an immediate yellow card in soccer. No effort to go for the ball. Well, this one I don't think was that bad. But there was certainly one in the first half where a Rowdies player should have been cautioned for the tug of the shirt.
LaFleur there with a more gentle touch as he was in pursuit. And Paul Marie a long way out. Herrera directing traffic to set everybody up the way he wants it.
Forrest Lasso's in there.
Marie sends it in to the top of the box, headed down. Passius gets to it and then gets whistled for a foul.
This is a little bit odd. Passius got the ball and laid it back. Juve was pressuring the ball and went over Passius' foot. Here's Passius in control. He's going to pass it back. Well, there's, yeah, Passius did reach out his hand, yep.
Stuck the hip out a little bit. Crisostomo along the near sideline. Good move by Moon.
Good ball.
Skinner leaves it for Marie. Moon to Arteaga. A little too heavy a touch there as Lasso heads it down toward White.
Was hoping that Paul Marie would have applied an injection of pace when he got that ball just to the left center. Instead decided to go into Arteaga. In the first half he was driving the ball in space. Now, well, from that first touch he just coughed it up.
A lot of pressure on Moon as LaFleur went down. With Mendez and Marie behind the ball. Now Marie just with a quick word for Mendez. Mendez had a moment of magic with that left foot last week. This one low. Not much on that.
That was very uncharacteristic of Alex Mendez, but that was a huge disappointment with that delivery.
Skinner has room on the near side. Yamazaki coming back. Got it to Marie, who went down immediately and will get a foul. Enter the Brinks Tires Family Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $4,000. Scan that QR code on the lower right-hand corner of the screen. By doing that, you will enter the Brinks Tires Family Game Day Kit Sweepstakes.
Opportunity to swing this one in right by the penalty spot, going towards the goalkeeper. We just want someone to deflect it on its way through to Herrera. Let's see if Paul Marie can get past the first defender.
Marie high in the direction of Lasso, headed out by Amu Mensah. Mensah given the responsibility. He's got an arm around Lasso. Moon will have a chance for redo. Plays much more quickly this time. That one sent high toward Herrera and well out of play. And even though that ball went out of frame, you get some sense of how difficult it is with the ball in the air, given the windy conditions down there on the field.
That is certainly a factor, and Joey Skinner thought he just applied enough pressure on it. But the wind just took it way away from any sort of Rowdy or Detroit City player.
Cedeno with a lot of space. Passius coming back defensively. Cedeno out wide, and the offside flag is up.
I believe that was due from the first instance, not the second.
And Moon called for it, took the official on the near side. Extra second, but flag did go up. Moon's fresh legs have provided a little bit of pace. A couple of nice moments here in the early going. The wind absolutely killed that free kick by Castellanos.
I think everyone has to make a conscious effort to accommodate for the wind because it's so dramatic. Going across our land from left to right, is going towards those green seats.
Lasso back defensively. Lasso with an aggressive tackle and a yellow card shown to the big man.
Well, he didn't want to leave quietly for us, Lasso. Understanding this is his last night in our land as a player. And he went right through the Detroit City player. Chapman holding it up. And he said he came through like a hammer on a nail.
It was decisive. And the training staff out to take a look at Jay Chapman, making his 25th appearance of the season for Detroit City. And as the medical staff checks on him, gives us a chance to give some shout outs and acknowledgments to our tremendous crew and a lot of the men and women who helped put this production on throughout the 34 weeks of the regular season. For the Rowdies, President Ryan Helfrich, Jeff Parkinson, the operations VP of operations, Jason Montgomery, Senior Manager of Stadium Operations, and Jake Nutting, Communications Manager, who was so helpful to us.
Fantastic.
Throughout the season. Of course, our fellow play-by-play announcers, Drew Felios, Jeff Radcliffe, former Rowdies goalkeeper Jeff Adanella has helped us out with some color commentary. And the true stars of the show are the men and women who work behind the scenes. That includes Our brother-sister act, production assistants, Brandon and Megan Corcoran. Production assistants and red hats, timekeepers, Maurice Murray and Hudson Roberts. Alex Strayer is our production leader. Engineers, Mike Weinman, Justin Stansel, Christian McClanahan, Ian Fritsch, and Roger Coles contributing to the team tonight. Those just some of the members of our team who play an instrumental role in bringing these Rowdies broadcasts to you throughout the season.
Section 302 is having a party. If anybody gets this message, head to section 302.
Again, a tremendous crowd here tonight.
They come in all ages in Alang.
Start them young, they keep coming back.
Good delivery.
Free kick set out toward the corner of the box. Crisostomo there. Michael Bryant giving chase. Crisostomo very close to the corner. Ends up winning the ball back, and Castellanos finally gets it out.
He almost had to will his way to get the ball out of there. There's that counter.
And Moon taken down from behind. No whistle. It's a play on. A lot of contact there. LaFleur right outside the box. A shot. It gets past Hamid and in for a Detroit City goal. Isaiah LaFleur, his first goal of the year, and it couldn't have come at a bigger moment.
It all started with his tackle on Nick Moon. That raised his energy levels, that raised his confidence. So when he won it back and then he got a little bit of daylight, he said, why not? I'll have a dig. He started the play right here with this tackle. Fantastic challenge. He did get ball. And then he picks it up from the halfway line, gets a little bit of daylight. And this is where the confidence comes in. A huge deflection off of Lazzo, completely beating Hamid at the last post. And Detroit City, I have to say, have been dictating most of the play tonight with possession. It pays off with a huge deflection off of Forrest Lasso in his last match in Alang.
Danny Dicchio's squad breaks through and gets the first goal of the night. Isaiah LaFleur on loan from the Philadelphia Union, and he delivers.
Austin, do you care to take us through some scenarios now?
Well, so the scenario at the moment is in the favor of Detroit City. Again, a win, and they are in. And they would be the final team into the playoffs. They would go in as the 7th seed.
Well, they've come out tonight, I have to say, with aggression. The body language has been positive by Detroit. They want to get on the ball. They've kept the ball for long periods of time. Possession count is now 55-45. They've had more shots, and the Rowdies have had to pick up scraps in counter-attacking.
Yamazaki knocks it down.
Here's the thing with if you're a Rowdy fan or player, you cannot get desperate. It's 30 minutes left. You can't just keep lofting the ball forward and losing possession. You still have to create short passes. And this Detroit press has worked wonders tonight, taking the Rowdies out of their rhythm.
Crisostomo weaving his way forward. Breaks it to the outside. Attack stunted by Amu Mensah. Hooters is a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Hooters, the original wing joint. It will be interesting to watch over the next couple of minutes how the structure changes for each team. We talked at the top of the broadcast about how Detroit couldn't necessarily entirely sit back. They need a win. They didn't want to leave their playoff destiny up to Indy 11. Now that they've got the goal and the 1-0 lead, how might we see their structure change? And how does the Rowdies' attack change now, needing at least 2 goals?
Leo Fernandez for Alex Mendez in midfield. Paul Marie and Leo Fernandez will push further forward, while Cristosimo will have to shoulder the load in the middle of the park. As for Detroit, I don't think you change much. This group has done a fantastic job in silencing Alang. They are in a bit of a rhythm of their own, so they continue to play the 4-4-2 and disrupt with that attacking press.
Arteaga's first touch of the second half for Skinner. Poor touch there by Marie. Cedeno will test Hamid in a terrific save. Looked like he dragged his foot, and I beg your pardon, that was Darren Smith who took the shot. Like he dragged his foot just a bit as he let it go.
Well, he went for pace. Sorry, he went for placement rather than pace, and Hamid just taking care of his first post like he should. You want to see Smith go across Hamid to Hamid's right.
On the ground for White. Driving toward the middle. Crisostomo will send it in. And headed just over the goal. That was Skinner on the back end of that Crisostomo cross. Didn't miss by much.
Well, he went to the last post. Look at Skinner attack this ball. This is all intent. And it's a looping header. Herrera was cemented to the ground. He just looked up, said a quick prayer, and the ball just dodged that top V, as we call it.
The first legitimate chance the Rowdies have created here in the second half. The Rowdies have to be aggressive. A draw does Tampa Bay no good. That would leave them behind both Detroit City and Indy 11. They need all 3 points to have any hope of making the playoffs. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. It's all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Juve, and the flag up. And I've just been told our match is on Sirius XM FC tonight.
Is it really? Well, Detroit still trying to attack despite just being up a goal, and now they're making their first change.
And it will be former Rowdy Kobe Hernandez Foster that comes on.
He has actually created the most amount of chances for this Detroit team. 6 big chances, we call it. Not chances in general, but big chances for the season. 6 of them. Arteaga leads the Rowdies with 4 of those this season.
And Hernandez Foster will come on for Jessiel Cedeno. So the number 10 heads to the bench. Hernandez Foster making his first appearance as a substitute this year. His previous 11 had all been in a starting capacity. First year with Detroit City FC.
Fresh legs in the middle of the park is going to allow Detroit to continue to press.
White pleading his case that was off Yamazaki. Rowdy's starting to show a lot of frustration here with the whistle.
And when does this man get a chance to get in to make an impact? And he's being summoned to the sidelines as we speak. The legend himself, the Samba man, is coming to the halfway line. He's making his way, and can he have one more say in our land? Skyway casuals, Ralph's mob are going to make a lot of noise when the Brazilian New York native makes his entrance.
Left-footed effort from Hernandez Foster. Headed out, and an immediate whistle from Eligio Araguin. Moon back to Crisostomo. Lasso the switch for White. Hernandez Foster with those fresh legs, able to gather it.
Detroit have sat so compact tonight defensively, so disciplined. Even when they pushed forward and pressed, the back line was in sync. Pushing forward, Pacius and Paul Marie and Arteaga didn't have any room to wiggle free.
Skinner, nice move along the sideline against Yamazaki. Unable to keep it from rolling over the touchline. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Arteaga didn't have much energy going after that ball. It looks like he's gassed a bit. One substitute used by Dominic Cassiato so far, brought on Nick Moon at the half.
Big question is, to bring Leo Fernandez off, do you take off an actual goal-scoring Arteaga? Because Leo Fernandez will be providing or creating chances. Arteaga is that type of forward that gets on the end of those chances. But like you said, he has nothing left.
Approaching the 70th minute. Detroit City a 1-0 lead, courtesy of the first goal of the year from Isaiah LaFleur on loan from the Philadelphia Union. And the biggest goal of the season for Detroit City. As it stands now, they would take all 3 points. They would be the #7 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they would be making a trip to Charleston next week for the first round of the playoffs. Skinner.
Arteaga's all alone on the right. Skinner did not see him. Skinner, known as a hard-working left back, when he was pushing forward, just doesn't have that vision to pick out somebody on the far side. Fantastic heart and hustle.
And here comes the change. It'll be Skinner that comes off. And for the final time, Leo Fernandez comes onto the field at Al Lang Stadium.
Well, I want to clap. Ralph's mob is clapping, and Skyway Casuals. It's the living legend himself, Leo Fernandez. Is he going to come out left and get back to his old wing-back position? Does he have enough legs to play 20 minutes in that hard-working position? Looks like he is. Left midfield in a 3-5-2.
196th appearance for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And involved in the action right away.
Look at that first touch.
For Pacius, and there's a foul.
His first touch to control it, the pass on the inside of the defender. And now Bryant is going to be booked.
Brian and Pacius continuing to exchange words. And there's the yellow card.
Excellent turn by Pacius. Look at that, a handful of shirt. And Bryant's trying his best to plead his case. Referee may not be done yet, though. Now every single play or sequence matters now. Every delivery of a dead ball has to be on point. So Alex Mendez with his crafty left foot is going to try to place this ball to the right of the penalty spot, just before the 6-yard box. Have to give Castellanos and Lasso something to work with there.
And again, the wind is going to carry it more toward that far post.
So he may have to aim for the penalty spot and let the wind do the rest.
See the flags whipping at the very top of the screen. Mendez lets it rip. Ball starts to turn toward the right, and it will go over for a throw-in in the deep corner.
See, that delivery has to be closer inside. It can't be so far away. It's too easy to defend. The header, even if you get on the end of it, is too far from the goal.
We're in the 73rd minute here at Al Lang Stadium in St. Petersburg. Final match of the regular season for both Tampa Bay and Detroit City. Austin Lyon, Ryan Davis, our tremendous broadcast crew here with you as we determine the final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. And a stoppage in play with a Detroit City player down over on the far sideline. And a conversation ensuing between Eligio Araguin and the fourth official on that sideline. Some words for Juve. Juve with a little hand fighting there with Castellanos. Mumensa with a throw in from the deep corner. Rowdies desperate to keep possession in. Also with the header, but to no one in particular. Good switch there. White with a lot of space. And Fernandez racing up the near sideline. Yamazaki didn't want to give Fernandez too much space. White's got time to survey. Chips it in toward Arteaga. And is that going to be a corner or a goal kick? It is a goal kick.
So what happens with White when he's in open space? Something unrehearsed has to happen at that point. If you slow it down and recycle, all of the Detroit team gets back in, and then it becomes rehearsed. Then it becomes very easy to defend. So while he was driving the ball forward, that was his moment to create something unrehearsed.
Just a couple of scoring opportunities so far tonight generated by the Rowdies, and they have been so much better offensively in the second half of the season. More dangerous with the ball. But Detroit City's defense has been on point from the opening kickoff here tonight. Amu Mensah takes Pacius down. Rowdies win it back. Arteaga out wide. Fernandez right to the penalty spot and headed out. Moon leaves for Marie. Arteaga with the turn. He sends it in right into the belly of Herrera.
I like the fact that Arteaga is trying to take responsibility. There was a moment when he broke up the play just moments before, and he chose to go outside to Leo Fernandez when Marie was making that cutting run on top of the 18-yard box. Those are the type of runs and passes that would get behind the Detroit defense, not going out wide to Leo Fernandez with Yamazaki right on in his hip pocket.
Castellanos whistled for the foul.
Now understand, every time there's a free kick or foul, Detroit, understanding what the game needs right now, is going to lie down, slow down, and take a lot of time in taking this dead ball.
No question about that one as Truth went down. Farah and Farah are Tampa's personal injury lawyers. You can find them online at farahandfarah.com. 77th minute. We were scoreless at the half. Detroit City goal from Isaiah LaFleur in the 58th minute. A lot of dialogue between Williams and Hernandez Foster. Castellanos heads it out to Arteaga.
Arteaga, with those tired legs, tried to go one way, but the ball went the other, and he couldn't recover.
And the mind and the heart are willing for Arteaga. Not sure the body will allow here in the final 20 minutes. And very little contact as that ball came up the field, but Detroit City player is down, and Eligio Araguin will call for the training staff to come on.
I think there's a sniper in Ralph's mob, because Smith went down like he took a bullet to the chest.
And the referee, Araguin, pointed to his watch as if to try to quash the booing from the fans,
but he
and
made
give them an indication. I know, I'm watching.
He's going to make it very clear that all these seconds will be added on after the 90 minutes.
They hit Smith grabbing at his shoulder there as he went down.
It was actually from behind the grassy knoll.
And so Smith on the sideline as we restart. Rowdies needing 2 goals in the final 15-ish minutes to have any hope of making the playoffs for the 8th time in 9 years. Passius off his left foot is just wide.
Well, you would say that's an audacious attempt by Passius, but he's scored so many brilliant goals this season with a little bit of daylight like that. No one is going to fault him for trying that.
Mendez with a little shove for Chapman. And every time the whistle blows, a little bit more time added to that clock. Rowdies desperate to get at least one, arriving late. Rowdies wanted an offside call, but no flag there.
I think they wanted a handball by Yamazaki, but it actually came off Leo Fernandez's hand as well. And that ball is severely underhit by Crisostomo. Look at this guy.
Trying to win it back. Mendez ends up with it. White carries forward. Here's Marie.
It was from this spot that Mendez scored that goal last week.
Fernandez. Marie drops it back for White. Moon toward the end line. Crosses it in. Passius puts it away! The Rowdies equalize in the 81st minute. Their leading scorer, Wubens Passius, delivers again.
You keep hearing the phrase rehearsed and unrehearsed. Who's the first player to do something unrehearsed? Nick Moon splits 2 defenders and opens this up for Passius. Nick Moon, take a bow. He created it. He did all the dirty work. But look at Pacias. Such a poacher of goals.
So the Rowdies get the equalizer, but as we've told you throughout the night, that's not enough. They have to get the outright win to have any hope at making the playoffs.
That, by the way, is Pacias' 17th goal for this season. Incredible.
Detroit City back looking to answer and immediately generating a corner.
But this is what a goal does. It creates confidence for the rest of the players. It gives them belief. They now think that they can get the ball in the back of the net yet again. And Detroit, on the other hand, has doubt. That's how goals change matches. But now Detroit, if they can, has to manage the game in that corner. He's looking for some support. Mendes.
Jordan Adebayo Smith has come on for Detroit City. He was that burst of speed that generated the corner. Adebayo Smith has experience here at Al Lang. Hernandez Foster toward the back post and headed over the end line. And you see the urgency from Hamid, wants to restart it right away. Yamazaki off for Detroit City. And again, Adebayo Smith now playing up top. Some fresh legs.
If you're the Rowdies, you have to change the point of attack quickly. You cannot afford to have the ball sit in one area of the pitch for a long period of time. And Nick Moon seems to be in the mood.
'84th minute, now tied at 1 after the Pacias goal. Fernandez wins the ball. He's got a lot of space. Fernandez has it knocked away right back to the top of the box.
When he was waiting and waiting and waiting for a black shirt to get available or come free, couldn't find anyone at that point. The defender did a great job in closing down Fernandez. Desperate defending by Detroit.
Get ready for all the exciting postseason action as the USL playoffs presented by Terminex kick off next week. The top teams will battle it out for the ultimate prize. Go to USLChampionship.com for all the latest playoff information. On the ground, Arteaga out wide. Moon with a second defender arriving. Rowdies were looking for a handball. No reaction from Adeguin.
Nick Moon is taking responsibility on that right-hand side and taking on defenders, even if the goal on his weaker left foot. And they're switching the point of attack quickly.
White left it for Fernandez. Here's Marie. Marie for Pacias. And it's played over the sideline.
And it looks like a rondo training session on a Wednesday on top of the 18-yard box. Short passing, movement. Just beautiful soccer for the Rowdies. They are full of confidence right now. Not sure how much legs they have left, though.
Arteaga will be throwing with the wind at his back on this throw-in. Got it all the way near the penalty spot. Hernandez Foster whipped it out of there with his left foot.
At this point, Detroit is like a boxer on the ropes. Understand that even if Detroit gets a draw, they'll be 3 points up on Indy 11. 2 points up on Indy 11. Then you'll have to sit down and watch that Indy 11 Orange County game as well. So they also want to win.
Marie with the turn. Fernandez is there. Fernandez just wide with that shot. That allowed the arriving players to get a piece of it. looked like he had space on the left side of goal. Sent that ball more toward the middle. But Fernandez has certainly made things happen, trying to bend that one in, and it's snared by Herrera. Herrera tried to play it out, knocked down by Moon. Boy, the Rowdies relentless with their attack right now.
And keeping control beautifully. The spacing is fantastic. And Leo Fernandez about to take that shot. All of our land rose, and everybody watching Channel 44 got off their couch, hoping that Leo Fernandez will find the far corner.
Crisostomo trying to get Moon in behind. Moon taken down by Amu Mensah. No whistle, and we play on.
Well, there's no VAR in USL Championship, so no chance for the referee to take a second look.
We're in the 88th minute, plus whatever is added in stoppage time. You figure at least 3 or 4 minutes based on the amount of players that have been down. White, the space on that far side. Mendez will whip it in. Herrera's there. Now that was in a dangerous position with Fernandez trying to get the go-ahead goal.
Well, Mendez trying to be aggressive, putting that ball towards Herrera. This is Nick Moon. Ooh, and there was certainly contact. Nick Moon did have a case, and the referees only have one look. We have 2 or 3.
More changes coming for each side. There's a foul against the Rowdies. Will stop what has been a flurry of activity here in the final 5 minutes.
If you're Detroit, you want to go towards the corner flags now.
Crisostomo heads off. Luis Alvarez comes on. His first season with the Rowdies. Dominic Casiato has told us he can make things happen in the final third. It's gotten really chippy there between White and Darren Smith.
Well, White has a message from the coach, and Darren Smith is trying to read what the message says. Gamesmanship at its very best. That's why we love it.
Abdullah Diop comes on for Detroit City. Passius back for Fernandez.
Good run by Alvarez.
Headed up. Up again by Lasso. Lasso takes a dive in the box trying to draw a whistle. Referee doesn't fall for that.
And don't change your channel. Forrest Lasso is playing center forward in his last minutes in Allang Stadium. So too Leo Fernandez.
Out wide, Moon. He's been great in this second half. It's coming on as a substitute. Alvarez looking for space to send it in. Opts to just play it off the defender, and here we've got a corner kick. This corner kick is going to be into the wind. It's going to take a significant strike to hit this with pace and get it on in a position where the Rowdies have a chance at it.
Alex Mendez had some problems with a free kick on that far side in this second half as well.
Mendez sends it in. Headed toward the top of the box. Moon heads it back in, right back out. Paul Marie gets to it. Defending by Adebayo Smith. And it's another corner. 6 minutes of added time.
That is an eternity. An absolute eternity.
Hamid is up to give them an extra player in the box. White with a chance. It's sent out wide. Another corner coming up.
We're all holding our breath in Allang Stadium. Crowd on their feet.
You see Hamid moving around in that blue jersey. The goalie is out for the Rowdies.
With 6 minutes to go, I don't know if this is such a good idea. I understand rolling the dice, but you roll the dice with 2 minutes to go, not with 6.
And the Rowdies have to have a win for any chance at the postseason. Mendez with that big left foot puts it right in front of goal, and Herrera gets to it. Hamid trying to stop him and maybe deflect the ball. What kind of scramble is this going to be? Marie all the way back, and the Rowdies for the moment escape what could have been disaster.
Do you believe it? Still, the passing has to be responsible. You can't just kick the ball like you're in middle school. Have to take care of possession.
We're through 2 minutes of added time. In close, it's Smith taken away. Lasso right back for Fernandez. Too heavy a touch. Fernandez could not gather it.
What a tackle.
Terrific tackle there by Fernandez. Moon weaving his way forward. Passius with more players arriving. Set right down in the middle. Paul Marie's all the way back. He'll leave it for Hamid. Through nearly half of the 6 minutes of added time.
You cannot blink. Even though the Rowdies are getting into the box, you still have to have somebody to link up the play in front of the box. Ooh, an errant pass.
Miscommunication between Mendez and Marie. So Detroit City throw in. And as expected, they will take their time.
To the points.
Takedown there. White very upset. You don't really have time to be upset at the moment. You just got to restart.
Again, going again into the win here. They have to be careful, Rowdies.
That ball hangs up. Lasso heads it toward the top of the box. It was misplayed. Moon one-on-one near the corner flag. And terrific defending. Moon tries to win it back, commits a foul with 2 minutes of added time remaining.
But he just tried to stop the counter-attack by LaFleur. Absolute desperation, and Nick Moon, LaFleur has been fantastic at left back tonight. He's the one who got the goal. He's the one who broke up the play to get the goal. And now he stops Nick Moon in his tracks.
Lasso kicking it backwards up the field. Well, you see the desperation for both of these teams, each desperately trying to earn a spot in the postseason.
What a touch by Castellanos.
Passius up and over, looking for a foul, gets it from Amu Mensah. He'll put it down near midfield. Amu Mensah trying to hold the ball. Passius wants no part of that. And a yellow card shown to Amu Mensah.
Well, this is it.
Hamid is coming up from the goal.
It is literally the last hurrah for the Rowdies. And Alex Mendez, the one who scored a goal from 35 yards out last week, has the responsibility to put this ball on top the penalty spot. Nothing less than that will do.
Mendez with the chip. It is high right at the top of the box. Headed up. Not out of trouble yet. Marie right there as he takes it to the corner flag. And there's a whistle for a push by Marie. And is that it? We are through 6 minutes of added time. And Al Lang Stadium just went silent in anticipation of the final whistle. There's the kick from Herrera. Lasso heads it down. Smith maneuvering that shot well over the bar. And there is the final whistle. And after 15 heart-stopping minutes, Forrest Lasso and Leo Fernandez have their careers come to an end. And it will be the final match of their careers. No postseason for the Rowdies. Needed a win. They got a 1-1 draw. And Detroit City keeps its playoff hopes alive, while they are extinguished for Tampa Bay.
Rowdies left it a little too much, a little too late in order to bring it back. And Forrest Lasso, you can understand his sadness. Detroit, what an effort by them tonight.
Woo! A thrilling second half. Each team gets a goal, and they take a point away on an emotional night here at Al Lang Stadium. More when we come back. 1-1 the final.
Ghosts are a real thing, and my wife talks to them now. Wait, are they in here?
Yes, they are, and they are very annoying.
So hot.
There's a hippie and a Viking, and a guy dressed like Hamilton.
Are you talking about Alexander Hamilton? Did that little twerp become famous?
This is our house.
We've been here longer than you.
Yeah, and guess what? We're alive.
Alive?
Ouch.
Ghosts, weeknights at 7 on Tampa Bay 44.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs. You name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call, Farah and Farah.
So what makes the original Hooters so special? Everybody wants to know our secret recipe. The answer is simple. We care about our people, the food we serve, our guests, and the community around us. And this has been true since day one. We created a unique experience like no other. What you see is years of hard work. This is our family, and we're here because we care. To us, originality isn't just one thing, it's everything. Hooters, always original.
An emotional end here at Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies equalized in the 81st minute, had a few chances to potentially get the go-ahead goal. And the expression on the faces of Leo Fernandez and Forrest Lasso tells the story.
What a career Forrest Lasso has had. Actually went away to Europe. And Leo Fernandez, talk about a legend, a hero in Al Lang. 13 years he's been a professional soccer player.
Decorated 11-year career, Forrest Lasso has announced his retirement from professional soccer at the end of the season. 3-time USL Championship Defender of the Year, 2-time Eastern Conference champion, 2-time USL Championship Players' Shield winner, and Rowdies club legend. Forrest has left an incredible legacy in American soccer and in Tampa Bay. Fans, please join us in a round of applause as we thank Forrest for all the memorable moments he has given our community over the years. Thank you, Forrest Lasso!
Was not the celebration that Lasso was hoping for. It's been such a trying last couple of years. He suffered a torn ACL last year, fractured scapula in late August. Trainer said it was the type of injury you'd see in a car accident, not in a soccer game. But he fought his way back and had a couple of moments tonight as he embraces his wife. Child there as well. You see the stroller down below. And for Lasso and Fernandez, not the ending they desired, but two warriors who have been integral part of this franchise's success over the better part of the last decade.
Yeah, and they put on such a show. I mean, Forrest Lasso, defensively, he was just incredible, putting on performance after performance with Charleston Battery. The Rowdies actually went away to Europe and then came back. Leo Fernandez scored some of the greatest goals you'll ever see in USL Championship history, and had some assists to go along with it as well. He was unselfish. He played wherever the coach wanted him to play. And both of these guys can walk away from this incredible game with their heads held high and have contributed so much to the game of soccer in this country.
Dominic Casiato's only been here for a couple of months, but he had some great words yesterday about these guys. He said as a young coach, when he was in New York, he would hear stories about Leo Fernandez, about how good he was. And when he was in El Paso, he would watch film of Fernandez and Forrest Lasso. Said he always thought about what it would be like to get the opportunity to work with them. And he said when he sat down with Forrest on Thursday, wasn't afraid to tell us there were a lot of tears.
Sure.
But between the two of them, it was an emotional moment, and you can only imagine the emotions that they are feeling now as they're on the field, realizing that it's officially over.
It's so final. It's so exclamation mark. That's it. It's over. So it's going to take a couple of days for them to digest this. Forrest seems to be in that place right now, and that looks like Seba Guenzati, the all-time leading scorer in Tampa Bay Rowdies history, has come across to console Forrest Lasso and also congratulate him for an incredible year, incredible career. And Seba's such a big part of this Rowdies community. He's a legend himself of this club. And Leo Fernandez with his family just absorbing the moment.
The type of moments you'll never forget, your final moments on the field.
As a player. I tell you what, the Rowdies had some opportunities coming towards the end. Leo Fernandez had some daylight with a shot, and he miskicked it and went back inside of the box rather than towards the last post. I just think it was so much pressure in so little time for Fernandez to come in and make a difference. It was hard for him to get his footing, or get his legs, as we'd say, under him to make an impact. And what a shot that is.
Get Lasso up there playing center forward.
Yeah.
The final moments of his Rowdies career.
Just trying to get anything headed down into the path of Pacios. Anything.
His two young children. He's made a home here in Tampa Bay. And has such a connection with this group of fans. All of them sticking around. So much of Ralph's mob still here, showing their appreciation.
I remember in 2020 when the Rowdies had a good run, and they still were missing a piece to the puzzle, and that piece was Forrest Lasso. They went out, they got Forrest Lasso. He came in that very next year, 2021. Of course, COVID came. They got to the final, and they couldn't play the final, but they also got back to the final in 2023, or 2022 rather, and they lost the final to Orange County right here on this pitch, where these two players have taken the Rowdies to the very end on more than one occasion, to the very last game of the season. And it will never be forgotten for their contributions and their style of play. The gladiator Lasso and the stylish, creative player in Leo Fernandez, who've left memories on this very ground.
Fernandez tonight makes his 196th appearance for Tampa Bay, 5th most in franchise history. This match for Lasso tonight, his 200th regular season appearance in the USL Championship, 120 of those with the Rowdies. Well, this has slowed what was a heart-stopping final 20 minutes or so of this match. As we take you back through some of the highlights, of course, Leo Fernandez and his family before the game. There weren't a ton of opportunities in the first half. This one from Lasso, a golden one that they couldn't convert.
No, Detroit did a good job. They controlled the pace of the game, and the Rowdies had to kind of rely on set pieces to try and find any sort of goal in the first half.
And then in the second half, with the fans trying to inspire the home team with their energy. It was Detroit City FC that finally broke through. Isaiah LaFleur, his first goal of the year.
He started the move and he finished it. A painful deflection coming off of Lasso to beat Hamid. And just a kiss off that post. That was agonizing for the Rowdies. And what a play by this young man.
And LaFleur was also tremendous defensively all night in that left back spot. Rowdies broke through and tied it on Wubens Passius off the great play from Nick Moon.
Nick Moon created the opportunity, dribbled past two defenders, and Passius in between two centre-backs finishes. And he has a word with the centre-back as well. His 17th USL Championship goal for this season. What a mark he has left on this club in 2025.
And that really ignited the Rowdies offensively. They put a lot of guys forward, had a lot of chances. This from Fernandez just didn't hit it the way that he wanted to in the final third.
Yeah, just couldn't find his legs under him the entire time he was on the pitch, and he shanked it. Yeah, Lawrence Wyke right inside the box. It ricochets off a Detroit player.
Rowdies end up with slightly more possession, 51-49. I mean, they really controlled the final 20 minutes of the match. 7 corners to 3, but ultimately the draw, not enough.
Yeah, not enough for the Rowdies. Is it enough for Detroit? We'll find out. But what a match it was. Of course, Orange County takes on Indy 11 on the West Coast at 10:30. That will decide Detroit's fate. But this game was end-to-end stuff in the second half. Too little, too late for the Rowdies.
Earlier I mentioned some of our terrific crew that work so hard to bring you the sights and sounds of all of these Rowdies games. As you see the appreciation from the fans shown for Leo Fernandez and Forrest Lasso. Take a time to shout out some other members of our crew. Jason Proscurin, Rich Bison, Vince Beans Crampton in charge of video shading. Larry Upton handles all of our audio. Jan Brown, Chrissy Palladino, Pat Blum, Andy Rather, Jason Boone, and Bob Herman among those who run the cameras for us. John Doherty, Jack Arducer, and Alex Reynolds in charge of the replays. Lisa Bianchi handles graphics. Scott Corcoran directs, and Tom Sipos is our terrific producer. An outstanding crew. I don't get the chance to come down here and work with them as often as you do, but there's nobody better in the USL Championship.
None at all. We're always full of laughs and jokes around here, but when the red light goes on, it's business in this Rowdies broadcast, and the group of people that we have here is second to no one in this league. We put on a show every single week when given the opportunity, and the professionalism is started and ended with Tom Sipos, our producer, who leads from in front and leads his merry men every single week in Al-Lang Stadium. And we couldn't want a better leader to lead us week in and week out in this incredible Tampa Bay Rowdy family.
Always enjoy the opportunity to come down here and work with this fantastic crew. So as we put a bow on the season, the Rowdies finish with 34 points. It was a rough start. Not good at all in the early part of the year. They make the coaching change. Dominic Cassiato comes in, and there's a lot of reason to be optimistic about what the future holds.
And they only lose one of their last 7 matches. They continue to score goals. They have to sharpen up defensively next year. A whole new crew is going to come in. It'll be a very exciting 2026 for Rowdies fans.
The 37 points for Detroit City. They will need a tie or a loss from Indy 11 to have a chance at making the postseason. Fernandez and Lasso with a lot of autographs to sign tonight as they play their final match of their professional soccer career. Doesn't end the way they want to. A 1-1 draw. Rowdies needed a win. They needed 3 points. Instead, they got only 1, bringing an end to the 2025 season. For Ryan Davis and our terrific crew led by director Scott Corcoran and producer Tom Sipos, Austin Lyons saying so long from Al-Lang Stadium in St. Petersburg. Final tonight, Tampa Bay Rowdies and Detroit City FC finish in a 1-1 draw. We'll see you in 2026.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.